What's up, everyone? So we wanted to do a separate video for something that was touched on in the Mandalorian panel the last 5 minutes. It was called Mando Plus. So, I figured maybe we'll do Mando Universe. And they kept on filling up a bunch of seats on that panel, and there were 2 left.
Yeah.
And they started to shift to Ahsoka, and out comes Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, they talked about the fact that she couldn't make it to the Thursday panel, but I guess today's the weekend, so she could make it to this one.
Yeah, she was really excited to be here, and they talked about the series for a little bit. Basically, talked about how they've been shooting for 3 weeks and it's going well. Blah blah blah. Like obviously,
no hints on what the story is at all.
Not right away.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. But it's like, what else are they going to say? It's like, oh man, it's a mess right now.
It's a mess.
Production is going poorly. Like, no, they're all saying it's going great. They're having a blast. And then they really shocked everyone, and they were like, who wants to see some footage?
And Dave made it sound like it was going to be like storyboards or just very, very rough cuts. Because they've been going for 3 weeks,
and that's we mentioned this in our Mandalorian video, but I just cannot get over the fact that they just started this production, and they had footage to show us that looked finished. If you had told me this was a teaser for something coming out in a week, I'd be like, yep. I mean, it was short, but I was just like, that looks done and polished, and it got me so sufficiently hyped. So let's try to describe what we saw.
Okay.
Because this isn't going to be out. Obviously, lots of Ahsoka, lots of her just kind of from the back. She's walking through like ruins and stuff.
We saw a lot of different angles of her. A lot of people pointed out that her Leku looked better.
Yeah.
They're a little longer, a little more polished looking.
It's kind of like, Luke Skywalker from season 2 versus Book of Boba Fett, where like he is looking better and better. It's kind of the same way. They talked about how in season 2 of The Mandalorian, like they wanted her Leku to be longer, but technologically they were just struggling to make it work, and it's like, hey, they figured it out.
Yeah.
And they know how to make it work a little better. So yeah, I guess the bulk of it was her walking around ruins. Pretty simple.
We see her like touching a stone wall, touching some kind of stone that has markings on it that looked kind of like the Seeing Stone. I don't know that that's what that was. I don't think it was, but yeah. It looked like that.
So Jedi temple ruins, I don't know. Just kind of guessing. It didn't look scary and Sith at all. So I would lean towards Jedi.
Well, that shot that we saw of her on Thursday, you were like, oh, maybe that's Malachor. But now we know, like, okay, well, we kind of saw a lot of stone.
Right. So. Yeah, that shot that I saw, or that we saw on Thursday, was like just her with a pillar behind her and a blue screen. So it was like, could be anything. This was like, it looked like it was outside, sunny day.
Yeah.
Nothing looked too scary to me. Didn't read like Malachor. But we also saw like some very quick shots of some interesting characters, to say the least. Oh yeah, they brought Chopper out on stage.
Oh, how do we forget Chopper?
Yeah.
He was adorable.
Chopper came out after Rosario Dawson, and of course I'm like, if Chopper's here, who else is with him? And in that trailer, it's Hera. I mean,
it's Hera.
It's no one else. You couldn't see her face. We don't know who is playing her, but it is a green Twi'lek. She was wearing Hera's jacket. I don't think they were on the Ghost, but they were. I mean, it's Hera.
We just saw her very briefly walking in the direction, so all you saw was the back of her head.
I think she was walking with Ahsoka.
Yeah, but we talked about that maybe that is who Mary Elizabeth Winstead could be playing. Yeah,
that's possible. They did not mention Hera in the panel. They did not mention who's playing her at all, but they did talk about. Well, no, I don't want to skip to that part, because I also, there was a very quick flash of, I think, Professor Huyang?
Oh, yeah, the droid that helps the younglings build their lightsabers.
It was at least the same model. It was that model of droid, but I'm like, I don't know why they would show us that otherwise. But what's he been up to? I mean, maybe Ahsoka finds him somewhere locked away in like an Imperial vault. I don't know. Like, That's a very interesting...
Maybe somebody needs a new lightsaber.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me too. You mentioned this earlier that I had forgotten about the cup.
The cup. Yeah, we got a quick shot of someone's hand reaching, like on a table, or reaching out for a cup, looking like they were trying to use the Force to pull it and struggling.
Yeah. So my thoughts are Ezra. That's my complete guess.
Couldn't really tell male, female. It's probably not an alien species. It looked human, but yeah, it happened very quickly, so not a lot to go on there.
Yeah, just human hand reaching out with the Force and struggling. So that to me is like maybe Ezra's just been through so much that he is trying to reconnect with the Force.
Been through a lot, probably needs a new lightsaber.
And now I'm jumping to the Tales of the Jedi panel because someone in the crowd randomly just yelled, "Where is Ezra?" Because we didn't get any mention of him at the panel. We didn't see him. But Dave Filoni said, like, "Oh, that's an interesting question. And what's most interesting about it is that I know the answer."
He was just like, "I know."
Yeah, just teasing.
Classic Dave.
And speaking of Ezra, that's a good segue to the final shot is of the mural from season 4 of Star Wars Rebels on Lothal. The mural of, all of the Rebels crew with Ezra at the heart of it. And at first I was like, oh, it's just like the mural from Rebels. And then no, in walks live action Sabine.
We just see the back of her head, but it's...
And she reaches up to touch the mural. Like they recreated that shot, that scene shot for shot.
Yeah.
So I think that means we are definitely getting that Rebels epilogue moment. We will see Ahsoka White in this series. Ahsoka the White.
Mm-hmm. Did we see the ship?
Yeah, I think we did.
The ship that we see at the end of Rebels?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very psyched for that. And then they brought live action Sabine out, the actress, Natasha. That's all I can remember. There was so much screaming that when they said her name, I could not hear it. And it was the same person that was rumored to be cast.
We haven't even had time to like look up the official announcements for any of this.
Oh yeah. Maybe they're talking about all this stuff already on StarWars.com. I don't know.
Could be.
We've just been like constantly moving. So yeah, it was great.
She looked really excited to be there. Obviously she couldn't say much.
Yeah.
But she just said that she did say that she watched Rebels and that she fell in love with Sabine and that she was excited for people to see her journey. So
I am excited to see her journey and Ahsoka's journey, and it looked great. Again, like the Mandalorian footage, it looked so good. So yeah, I'm pumped. It all looked good. I don't think I have anything else to say. I think we've covered everything. Do you have anything else to say?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, then if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.